Hello everyone, welcome back to the Metal Gear Solid Extreme playthrough. We've just put in the first PAL key thing, the room temperature one. Now we've got to go freeze the key, so let's backtrack and let that whole nonsense game begin. Now first thing we've got to do is sneak past this guard who's been annoying us. I'm going to try and just use the cardboard box, because he might just walk straight past me and I might not have had time to get the sniper rifle out. This is a bit of a gamble, but it might work. He might see me straight away and this could be a big old disaster, but we'll find out together.
Just a box.
Just a box, lovely. Oh, what?
Get out of the way.
You said just a box. Never mind. I'll get you next time, Mr. Prick of a man. Nothing like a few alerts. Those are some of the very few times you get away with being spotted. On MGS 1 and 2, it's pretty hard once you get spotted. And on extreme difficulty, even in MGS 3 and 4, it's you kind of uphill battle. MGS3 you can actually fight back and somewhat survive on it on normal and hard, because you can actually end the alert mode. You can't end the alert mode in MGS1 and 2 by just killing. The guards will be infinite. So it was a little change they made with 3, which made it a little bit, superior. And MGS4, man, if you want to just play the game as like a Call of Duty Gears of War simulator, you really can. Especially the amount of weapons you have in that game is actually insane. You can walk around with a Barrett 50 cal. And like an M4, you have an M4 from pretty much the start, which is just loaded for fucking bear. But anyway, we need to freeze this key. So let's go ahead and do that. Now, how do I freeze the key? I literally just stand still for like 30 seconds. There's not much to this at all. I think if we inspect, I think Vulcan Raven has gone. I think they finally moved his big gun. No, they haven't. Not much cleanup going on around here. I'll tell you something, there's something about the way they designed this room. I don't know if it's just like the blue edges it's got, but they make this room feel freezing. Like just playing it and looking at it makes me feel a bit colder than I already was. Something that the Twin Snakes massively drops the ball on. And games just aren't very good at that anymore, I don't think. Not as good as they used to be. And one thing to note, of course, the PAL key, if you dither about too much in the area, not with the right temperature, it will change back. It's never happened to me before, and I don't intend for it to happen this time, but it is something to be wary of. Now, of course, one thing that is coming to my mind, in conjunction with the Siphon Filter playthrough, is that this game is going to finish first in terms of number of parts. So what we'll do is we'll just play, we'll get Siphon Filter finished to completion, I think. I think that's how I'm going to rock it. Right, nice and blue. So let's get out and put this one in. If it was just the blue one, it wouldn't be so bad. It's the fact that there's the heat one as well. Just makes it a massive pain. I just wish that you didn't have to go back to the blast furnace there. I kind of wish there was another one in like the other end of this area, and it was just another door at the end. You still could have had all your story stuff, but it wouldn't have made the backtracking as obtuse. And sadly, there's no way to skip it. Sorry for cutting my mic in and out. Again, I just keep coughing and I don't want you guys hearing that. Because they're not nice little coughs. They're pretty strong sounding. I sound like I've been smoking cigarettes. But despite how bad my cough kind of sounds, it isn't too bad. It's one of those coughs where you actually get your throat cleared, which can be a rarity. But anyway, enough about coughing. Hang on, keep that equipped. You're not going to give me another ration game, are you? I mean, I'm pretty happy with the health I have, but still. Let's get that PAL key equipped. Still on blue. No disaster here. The only gut-wrenching one to change would be red. If you'd lost the red card key, you'd be absolutely fuming to go back to Blast Furnace. It's not exactly just up the road, is it? Just one left.
Awaiting PAL code number 3.
Okay, there goes PAL code number 2. Next comes PAL number 3. Warm the key.
So, this is definitely the harder one to achieve. I didn't actually wait to watch the camera then, that could have been a bit of disaster, but we've got away with it. I'm just going to kill this guard straight away, no messing about this time. Yeah, let's get him now. Get that sniper out and shoot. Yeah. Bit of a disaster. Thermals, you should come into my view quickly then. That's a ration. We are so back. Lovely stuff. But yeah, I don't know, if there was a door at the other end of the drainage ditch, like right below me now, it wouldn't be so bad. And you can bombard, there's a lot of codec calls that happen now between now and then. We find out on the elevators what Fox Die is. It's basically Siphon Filter. So, you know, a weapon that can attack anyone and give them a heart attack based on, you know, specific details about them. It can wipe out a whole race if it wanted to. A super weapon, basically. Genetic weapon. And Siphon Filter is literally the same thing, which is another hilarious comparison. Watch the cutscene for that opening level in Mission 12. That literally tells you the definition of Siphon Filter in that game. But let's let the backtracking again begin. The amount of cameras is actually obscene. I mean, look at that. I'm thinking, you know, we could do with a ration. I have been a bit worried recently because I've been... Oh! Jesus wept! I didn't forget there was guards there, but I don't know their routine. I thought you could just walk past them. You normally can. Let's try this again. Yeah, there's guards in that room. Can you not tell? Oh man, we can't go anywhere without getting an alert. It's actually hilarious at this point. Key's still blue. That's how quick I am. Man, that's just something else. But yeah, I've been thinking about the escape sequence and how tough that sequence is really tough. I've always needed a ration, and I'm not going to have it, am I? And you don't have any body armor either. Normally you can find free rations on, you know, any difficulty, but I'm going to assume on this difficulty you get naff all. So part of me was thinking I could save one, but yeah, you can't. Your items get reset after Rex fight, so I can't even save a ration. That end boss fight could be really tough. I don't know why I stuck there. It's a tough, but yeah, that could get interesting.
Snake.
But yeah, we're gonna find out about Fox Die, assassination weapon, and then on the way down, Naomi will tell us why she got involved and why She injected Snake with Fox dye. It's because Snake killed Frank Yeager, who is Grey Fox, who is the ninja, and she was his brother. No, he was her brother. That's right, isn't it? But he's not really. He killed her parents, but she didn't know that, obviously. That was in Rhodesia, of all places, which is that now Zimbabwe? Rhodesia was ours, as in Britain. I think we gave it up, didn't we, in the 60s or 70s? Or not? Is it 70s, the Civil War? I know very little about Rhodesia, but it is a very sad part of history, actually. But yeah, Snake then killed Grey Fox in Metal Gear 2, because he was working with Big Boss. So Snake killed him, but he didn't quite die. He was resurrected as a ninja. So yeah, Naomi doesn't like us, so she injected us with this virus that will kill us and give us a heart attack. But again, that's not entirely true. Snake was Snake was injected with the virus because they wanted to retrieve Metal Gear undamaged, the government that is, right? And they were hoping that all they had to do was get into contact with the bosses that we've been fighting and it would kill them that way, because it was programmed to kill all the guys. Obviously that doesn't happen because there has to be a video game with boss fights in. It doesn't kill anyone. And then there becomes a whole thing with Liquid and Snake and the recessive genes and what twin that Naomi programmed Fox Die for. So it's kind of hard because obviously I'm not including cutscenes, am I? But yeah, that's the whole gist of everything. But we just got to chill in here looking like James Bond with the SOCOM. Get that key warm and then we're out of here. And we're going to stop Metal Gear from being activated, right? One little note, actually. I know this from watching the Metal Gear Solid 2 behind the scenes disc that came with MGS2 on PS2. In this game, you'll notice Snake holds his weapon up, the SOCOM. If you watch any Metal Gear game in the future, Snake will always have his gun down, and Raiden. And this was because they actually spent time with a lot of weapon analysts and experts, and people don't hold their guns up. They just don't. But they were sort of basing it off James Bond with this look. Of all things, and it was one of those things they were like, oh, well, we'll tighten that up and make it look more grounded and realistic. There we go, we're warm, so let's get out. We have now got to run like F. And we've got to get that key nice and nice and inserted. That was the word I was going for, of all things. But yeah, lots of still cool story stuff. As I say, I'll include the ending just to put a nice bow on the game. Siphon Filter's easier with cutscenes. I can include all them because they're so short and meaningless anyway, really. But I just can't include all cutscenes and codecs from Metal Gear Solid because these videos just stretch out endlessly. Particularly 2. I think MGS2 is like bad for cutscenes. MGS4 is obviously the worst, but we don't have means of playing MGS4 and recording it yet until that Master Collection 2 comes out, which I'm really hoping for soon, because it'd be really cool to play that game with 60 FPS. You know, it was locked at 30 on the PS3. I mean, it looked phenomenal, but it'd be nice to play at 60 because, you know, 30's not that fun, really. Just checking it's still red. We don't want any cock-ups. There won't be. We'd have to get this pretty wrong now. Still got these crows about. But yeah, this is what I could have done earlier and it would have upset Vulcan Raven. Could have punched some crows. This actually pisses off the Colonel, by the way. He gets like... He's like, we're not paying you to be a scarecrow, I think he says. Yeah, it might be him. Oh no, it's Naomi. But yeah, it's like how she doesn't even know who she is. Rhodesia, sometime in the 60s, yeah. Rhodesia. Oh, Rhodesia was on until 1965. I very briefly saw it there. But yeah, very important codec calls. It's when, as I say, the game just drops so many, like, you know, truth bombs right at the end, and it's really cool. Really in-depth stuff for a game from 1998. It still passes now. It's a pretty clumsy way of telling a story, really. So many cutscenes and codec calls, but the thing with Metal Gear Solid 1 is that all the codec conversations and cutscenes and all conversations, they're all related to this game. And it makes you a lot more invested in the story, whereas future Metal Gear Solids will spend half of the cutscenes talking about stuff not related or anything you're seeing. And that can make some of the cutscenes really boring. It's not too bad in 2 and 3. It's much less in 3, in fact. It's not too bad an issue at all in 3. It's not until, like, Volgin and the boss near the end where they start talking about the philosophers where things get a little bit more, like, out of nowhere. But get the Famous ready just in case. But MGS4 is just terrible for it. Every other cutscene is about something else that you're never going to see or hear from. Right, let's hope this works. I'm going. I did not intend to get spotted, but here we go. Oh no. I might have to die here. Yep. Oh, for God's sake. I've never died there. I mean, I've died in that room to Vulcan Raven.
Snake!
Man, I really don't know the patterns of this room. I'm just going to go for it. Fuck it. I think there's a guard right next to me, by the way. That doesn't change the key, does it? No. Gas mask? What the fuck? Right, there you go. That's the way to do it. Last guard encounter and I died. Can't write it, Bob. Psycho Mantis said I was ineffectual at battle. Maybe I should have listened, you know. But that door marks the last time we ever need the level 7 keycard. So, say bye to you lot. Right, let's run like fuck. I think you get 60 seconds on each screen. I think that's the time limit. So it's actually really lenient. The only one way you're going to get remotely close to pushing that is the last bit, if you wait for that guard's pattern. But because we're just going to snipe him, it's not even a concern. So basically, your timer starts now for 60 seconds. I say you're not even spending 10 seconds on some of these. So, yeah, it's pretty lenient, really. I say this is the worst one because you don't get... There's no break there. So, yeah, if you pratted about a bit, you would get caught out pretty easily. But we're going to have to try and snipe this guard immediately. Let's go. Card's still good. If you dropped a ration, that would be good. No, never mind. Let's get in here. I'm going to make a save, just so I've got one ready. And I'm curious if Little Mei Ling says anything unique.
Snake, Naomi's under arrest.
What the hell is happening over there? What's the Colonel thinking?
Campbell is... I'm sorry, I can't say anymore. But please believe me, I'm here to help you until the end.
Never mind.
Please, Snake, don't give...
Ah, don't ring her again. Right, let's get that last key put in, and end this nightmare. I'm going to leave all these cutscenes in.
Palcode number 3 confirmed. Palcode entry complete. Detonation code activated.
No, why?
Ready for launch.
I deactivated it.
Thank you, Snake. Now the detonation code is completed. Nothing can stop Metal Gear now.
Master, what's going on?
You found the key, and even activated the warhead for us, too. I really must express my gratitude. Sorry to have involved you in that silly shape memory alloy business.
What are you talking about?
We weren't able to learn the DARPA chief's code. Even with Mantis' psychic powers, he couldn't read his mind. Then Ocelot accidentally killed him during the interrogation. In other words, we weren't able to launch the nuclear device, and we were all getting a little worried. Without the threat of a nuclear strike, our demands would never be met.
What do you mean?
Without the detonation codes, we had to find some other way. That's when we decided you might prove useful, Snake.
What?
First, I thought we might get the information from you, Snake, so I had Decoy Octopus disguise himself as the DARPA chief. Unfortunately, Octopus didn't survive the encounter, thanks to Fox Die.
You mean you had this plan from the beginning, just to get me to input the detonation code?
Huh? You didn't think you made it this far by yourself, did you?
Who the hell are you?
In any case, the launch preparations are complete. Once the world glimpses the power of this weapon, the White House will have no choice but to surrender the Fox Die vaccine. To me, their ace in the hole is useless now.
Ace in the hole?
The Pentagon's plan to use you was already successful in the torture room. Snake, you're the only one who doesn't know. Ah, poor fool.
Who are you anyway?
I'll tell you everything you want to know. If you come where I am, that is.
Where are you?
Very close by.
Snake, that's not Master Miller.
Campbell, you're too late.
Master Miller's body was just discovered at his home. He's been dead for at least 3 days. I didn't know because my codec link with Master was cut off. But Mei Ling said his transmission signal was coming from inside the base.
So who is it?
Snake, you've been talking to...
Me, dear brother.
Liquid. How the...
You've served your purpose. You may die now.
Oh my god, what a twist. No, but what a genuine twist. That was... Oh man, the first time I played that, goosebumps. You even get it now when he's like, Snake, you're the only one who doesn't know. But we need to ring Otacon to get out of here because we're screwed otherwise.
Snake, that's bulletproof glass.
He's basically just going to hack it for us. And he'll let us out very shortly. You don't actually need the gas mask to survive this, it doesn't take that long.
I hacked into security. Snake, I'm opening the door.
But there you go. He lets us out. We're all good. Oh, there he is. Look how cool Snake looks. But yeah. I'm going to end that part here. Just as Liquid gets away. The next part might be the last one. I might splice that into two just to get the full ending in. As Liquid gets away. But yeah. Thank you so much for watching this part, guys. Next one, all things come to a head. As it's us and this bastard one last time. Right. See you guys next time.